Welcome back. Another episode here of Bass and Furious TV, guys. I want to welcome you back to the channel. Thank you for subscribing to the channel thus far. If you haven't subscribed or connected with my channel, be sure to do that. I got something a little bit different for you guys today. I'm actually got a couple of my buddies on here, and we're going to talk fishing. Go figure, right? It's fishing. That's what we do. We're going to talk some fishing. So a couple of big events coming up here soon, a couple major tournaments about to kick off. I thought, what better idea than to get a couple of guys that are actually pretty good at fishing to talk about fishing and see what we can do to maybe help someone out, or maybe just get some, talk about fishing, because that's what we're going to do. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. Introduce my guest for today. I got two of them. First up, we got Andrew, Drew, and we got Brandon. So we got Brandon. I'm going to actually let each one of them kind of tell a little bit, just a little bit about themselves, so you guys have an idea of what we're working with here. And then there's me. I'm going to be fishing as well. So we'll start with Andrew. Andrew, just tell us a little bit about you fishing, basically like how long you've been fishing, and then we'll kind of get right in, go to Brandon and kind of go from there.
All right, so that's pretty easy. So my name's Andrew Redding. You can follow me at A-Red Fishing on Insta. So I've been fishing competitively for about 4 years now. I fish the BFLs. They're now MLF Big Five, and I fish the Potomac River Battles and Potomac teams. I've been fishing all my life. I actually grew up as a saltwater guy. Me and my uncle, we used to go out in the bay fishing for striper, flounder, bluefish, all that. And then I kind of about six years ago, I got serious into freshwater fishing, and it kind of took off from there. I mean, I had a background in fishing, and then I just kind of honed it into one specific species. But don't get me wrong, I do like to go saltwater fishing still. So
nice. And Brandon?
Hey, how's it going? It's Brandon. Been fishing my whole life. Pretty much just grew up smallmouth fishing on little rivers, little canoeing around and stuff, and then switched over to bass, like largemouth fishing about 4 years ago, and started competitively fishing 2 years ago.
There you go. And you guys know, I've been fishing. I started fishing at 35. I'm sorry, 34, and I'm 39 now. Competitive as of last year, maybe last like 2 years, but last year actually trying to go somewhere with fishing. So fairly new to fishing. I started with trout and catfish at my pond, and that wasn't where it's at. We switched over to bass, and we ain't looked back since. And I refuse to catch any other species besides bass until I achieve my bass fishing goals that I have set for myself, which leads us right into our first topic. So the first thing we want to talk about is our bass fishing goals for this upcoming season. So basically every season, it's best, in my opinion, now that I know how this works, it's best to set some goals for yourself, so you kind of know where you're kind of getting to it, or trying to get to, or trying to achieve. So if you just want to make a bunch of money fishing your own local clubs, or at least try to make some money, not donate all your money, you want to try that. Do you want to get to like a regional event, all America? Do you want to win a boat? You kind of got to set some goals, outline some stuff for yourself of what you want to do, and kind of go from there. So we're kind of just going to talk a little bit about each of our goals that we have for this 2021 season. Hopefully it's a regular season. It was a little weird last year, but it got back on track. Hopefully this year we can just kind of get in with these tournaments and kind of see. But we'll start with Brandon. What's your for this season, for 2021, your goals that you may have?
All right. My goal for this year is just my first year going as a boater in the MLF Big Five. So my goal for that is to hopefully make regionals and hopefully not blanking anything. Besides that, winning a club tournament would be nice on a little local body, but just kind of want to get out there and see what I can do.
Yeah, that's it. Drew, we'll see what you got. I know he's got something.
I always got something.
Oh,
well, as Billy Got a Bass said, I'm trying to turn heads and cash checks. No, my goals this year, I'm fishing the Piedmont division as a co-angler, and the goal is to make regionals back on my home body as the Potomac, and then a bonus would be to make the All-American, but let's try to make regionals first. And then another goal on top of that is to get selected for the VA Maryland team, which is within Potomac River Battles. It's something that I probably put more focus in than even BFLs, because it's bragging rights on the river. It's just something that it's my home body, and I want to prove points. So those are probably my two big goals: is get selected for the team and make regional back on my home body of water.
There you go. So mine's probably right in line with both of y'all's, but it's definitely regional. Same thing about catching a fish in every tournament. I feel like as long as you do that, at least one or two, you can typically get to the regional, is what I'm seeing. So that would be the goal, is to catch something in every tournament. Club tournament win, it's been so close, so close, so close. I want that club tournament win somewhere around. I don't really care where it's at. It can be on Kasi Pond if there's a club tournament at the pond. I'm trying to win something because I got really close, and then they took my win away, and that's unfortunately took my chance away. So I'm trying to get back to that level where I was at before, and then of course the regional. But mine, unlike Andrew's, mine is going to be on, where's it at? Lake
Shannon.
Murray.
Oh,
Huh?
Yeah,
So y'all will be going to Lake Murray.
Lake
Yeah.
Murray. I'm trying to go to Lake Murray and catch some spotted bass, because that's what I want to do. I want to go to Lake Murray, and I want to catch something out there at Lake Murray. Never been, but I feel like it sets up to be a good spot for what I now like to throw. So I want to get to Lake Murray while Andrew will grind it out in the grass on the Potomac. I will be throwing top water at Lake Murray, trying to catch some spots. So that's my goal for the season that I have there. Andrew can have that grass, all of that Potomac River grass. You can have all of it.
It's so much fun.
No, it's fun until it's not fun, unfortunately. So we want to kind of go from that. Basically, we kind of gave you our goals. Next, we want to kind of go over how we're going to get to the goals. So we're going to talk a little bit about tournament prep, how we prep for these events that we have coming up. If there's something specific that you want to kind of go over, I guess I'll go right in to mine, because Andrew, I think I noticed when I looked at it, your setup and mine looks almost identical.
I'm
Apparently,
trying to figure out who the copycat is.
yeah. Like I saw your
I'm
picture.
trying to figure out who was there first.
You was at my front window. I saw you on my Ring doorbell. You was outside checking out my stuff. But yeah, it's pretty much the similar setup. So preparation for mine. The only thing I've done different this year though is I'll show you guys, because I got it right here, because I was working on it last night. I sent it to Brandon. The bags. So these 6-inch bags, basically fill these up with my soft plastics. I have a other tackle bag that has my hard baits and my terminal tackle in the other bag. Now, the only thing I've done different this year is I got a bunch of these bags, the 6-inch bags, and I put tackle in each bag based on the body of water that I'm going to. So basically, when it's time to go to Kerr, I got a Kerr bag. When it's time to go to Potomac, I got a Potomac. So I don't have to like flip, switch. No, I know what colors work. I fished it all last year. I got an idea. If it don't work, I'm gonna have some backup colors in there. That's the whole point of having a bag. But basically that's the only difference I have, so that my life is a lot easier when it comes. I grab 5 poles, 5 spinning rods, a couple of bags of worms, and I head out the door, and pretty much we just gonna go to, I'm not gonna carry 5 spinning poles. I'm gonna bring a bait caster because I have no choice. But basically that's my difference this year, is that I got the multiple bags with different baits. I have like a spreadsheet that has how many fish I caught, what I caught them on, what color was working. I have that little deal, and I use that to help me fill out the bags because I know James River was a specific color. It was only 3 specific colors. They didn't hit anything else anywhere I went. So I'm not going to bring a bunch of stuff. They literally just hit the same thing. And I went with 2 different boaters, 2 different days. It's safe to say that they're going to hit something that's similar in that range. So I felt comfortable putting it in the bag. But as it gets closer, if I see something pops up a little bit, something pops up a little bit different, I may have to, you make adjustments. I think that's the biggest thing for my tip I would give anyone that's listening for Co, is just you have to, I just did a video about it. I'm about to drop another video here soon about the same thing. You just got to fish what's in front of you. Like, forget all the stuff you heard about from before. If the conditions change while you're right there, be ready to fish that. At that moment, fish that. Go back to what you know before, different. But other than that, just be ready to fish what pops up in front of you. So that would I would say for my tips on that for the tournament prep, how to get ready for the tournament prep. So whichever one you guys want to jump in.
I'll take the lead off of that. So I'm a little bit like Ty, but not completely, because I don't have multiple bags. I use the same bag as him. This is all my soft plastic baits. I used to use the year before that. I used to use kind of like one of those spaghetti strap bags. Wasn't a good idea because whenever I needed something, it was always at the bottom of the bag and it wasn't organized.
Yeah.
And so this, which is better, is that I have all the colors I want. I have the baits lined up in a certain way, so I know where to look for them. But my biggest thing with tournament prep is what I do is I'm trying to simplify everything. I'm trying to really not get pulled in by all the special fancy colors and pick what is really just tried and true, which is June bug, red bug, green pumpkin, black and blue. You can get a little bit of variations after that, but it's really not that necessary. So what I've been doing is I've been simplifying that. And the big thing too is that for your tournament season, get on Tackle Warehouse now, because with COVID, it gets hard to get baits. So it's better to be proactive right now, get all the stuff you need. So then when your tournaments are coming up, you're not putting in that last minute Tackle Warehouse order and overnighting it for an extra $15 and you're freaking out about it. So it's better now is to look through what you use, you know what you use, build your confidence in those baits. And it's okay to venture out, but don't venture out on stuff and then throw that in a tournament. Do that for fun fishing. Keep your tournament stuff separate from your fun fishing stuff. And that's what I've been doing. It's just, I don't have a spreadsheet. That's a little too bass nerdy for me, or a little too organized, I guess.
I got nothing but time, man. It's all right.
Yeah, but it's but that's been my biggest thing. It's just going through my tackle, with between hooks and weights and understanding. And my bodies of water that I'm fishing this year are pretty similar to my home body, so I don't have to get too crazy with what I have to purchase. So that's the biggest thing. It's just making sure you got everything. Hooks are sharpened, weights are good. Hooks aren't dull on crankbaits, and make sure you got plenty of Senkos. And then
You're going up north though, ain't you?
No, I'm fishing Piedmont.
I know, but you're going up north, ain't you? Or where are you going?
No, we backed out on those. So we decided not to fish those based on travel. And then also too with the boater I travel with, he's only got an 18 footer. So in those tournaments, he would get locked into areas where if Cayuga, if he gets so bad, he can't make those runs, or Sinclair, he can't make those runs safely. So we decided, financially and tournament wise, it'd be better to fish Piedmont, which is Kerr, Smith Mountain Lake, Kerr, High Rock, James River, and then you go back to Kerr in October.
Oh, you do? Okay.
So those are, pretty much same bodies of water, pretty easy to tournament prep for. So, it's nothing new. It's the same as the Shenandoah. So it makes it a little bit easier. So Brandon, you ready?
Yep. All right. So you guys are so way more prepared. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to organize everything. Like looking at maps, I can barely read a map, kind of look through depth gauges and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with a system in the next couple of weeks that works for me. Try to keep, like you said, keep everything simple. Man, a couple colors, a couple confident baits, maybe like some tip baits that people give me for those specific bodies of water I'm fishing. I'm gonna need you to send me a link to that later also. But yeah, like I said, this is my first year going as a boater, so just gonna try to work to the kinks and try to get something set up and improve or do it as season goes. See what happens.
Y'all like that red though? Y'all gotta talk to me about this red bug, red shad,
No,
I don't know what you're talking about.
plum, something.
Plum.
Yeah, red and plum. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Red bug and plum.
I have a trophy in here that actually came off of a plum.
I love plum.
But you probably couldn't even guess what plum it is and what bait it is.
What do you mean what plum? You just like what manufacturer puts out that specific tone?
Just guess the bait that it was.
What year was it?
Finesse worm. That's what it is.
No, way too
Probably not
small.
that.
Way
Exactly.
too small.
Oh Lord. Okay.
It was in June.
I'm gonna go with the man's jelly worm and plum. No.
Same size. You're getting close in the size.
You were closer. You're definitely closer.
Think old.
Yeah, that's why I went with man's jelly worm.
No,
Think
think old in the name.
Oh, Old.
What?
Come on, guys.
Just show us the bait.
Old monster.
Zoom.
Zoom makes that in plum.
Yep.
Yeah, he found
I
it.
got a bunch of colors in it.
This guy. I haven't caught a fish on a 12-inch worm my whole life, so I don't.
Dude, I love plum and motor oil, which
There's two tricks of this thing. Swimming it in the grass. Yes.
Yeah, I
Swimming
get
it.
that for sure.
Flipping this on docks in the summer.
I love flipping U-tail worms.
Dude,
Not quite so big, but just like a U-tail worm in general.
blue plains. 5-pounder.
Yeah, no one else is really doing that. Everyone's throwing around creature bait. It looks different to them.
No, everybody's throwing drop shots because they think they're Justin Lucas.
Hey, if it ain't broke, I'm just saying, don't.
Dude, I can't repeat that on that dock. I can't. I've thrown so many drop shots under there. He did something that no one else could ever have done on that dock, and I keep going back because it's there.
So how far is that drive? I'm just curious because I've never actually made that drive. So if I'm leaving from Leesylvania, how long until I get to this?
Well, if you're going 70 plus in a Phoenix 18-footer, it's about a 30-minute
Okay.
in a Phoenix.
Okay.
At 70 miles an hour.
Live.
So let's put this down. I can go 50.
Yeah, it's gonna take you like 45.
So
Yeah,
2
no,
hours
it's
on the drive.
it really on a flat day, if you're running, if you're running a 250, you're gonna get there probably in about 30 minutes. If you're running, more like Brandon's boat, that's gonna be more roughly 45. The only trick is you have to learn how to get through it's Fox Ferry, and that's where there's a rock jetty that comes out, but there's a gap that's literally like, dude, it's like the width of a boat.
Yeah, I think.
You have to ride on pad through it.
Yeah, I think you sent me pictures about last year. You like, you can only get through right here. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
No, I don't want to do. Yeah,
I sent him like a red line, and I was like, just follow the line, dude. You're right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna.
The one way that I will tell you that if you ever go up there, not with me, is go up on a low tide and just stand on your trolling motor, and you can see if you watch the water, where the water ripples, that's where the rock is.
Yeah.
You can tell it is darker too. And you'll see it, and then you'll see the valley like in between. And just waypoint it on either side. Just put a damn waypoint. And that's your trough for you to go through. And then you'll know it from there on. And I think some dude put like a kind of like a marker buoy on it this year, but I can't remember if it's in the right spot or not. So don't follow that.
Nice.
Do the way I said, because
People lose lower units all over the place because of that guy.
Oh, dude, that thing claims lower units.
Yeah, I'm not.
Ask Kyle. Kyle Crochet claimed his lower unit on that, and he rolled all the way from there to Mattawoman with no skeg, going like 70.
No, just go to Chickamucks, and it's right around the corner.
All right.
All right. So with that, I think that Andrew kind of just led us right into our next topic. We want to talk about our top baits. Let's kind of make it more like top baits that we may use this year without giving up the juice. We might give up the juice, a little bit of juice, but not a lot of juice. Okay, no juice. Our top baits that we plan on using for this upcoming season to kind of get us to our goals. I think I know my tube. I'm gonna let Brandon. You can go ahead and kick us off with the top two.
Oh,
Probably
top two. I got
probably.
10.
Oh, all right. Top.
Wait, what did we just up this to? Top 8?
No. Just your top two. If you got 2 or 3.
Yeah. No. Just go with my 2 confidence baits, man. When stuff gets tough, go with the jackhammer and the finesse worm, shaky head, and then catch something. So.
Yeah. Andrew's got something. He done pulled out a worm from 1977. So
he's so prepared. He has like of everything.
It just is always in the house. It's like always around. No,
Yep.
So this little gem, it's the OG Slim that just came out.
You already got some?
Duh.
That's what I said. That's when he said he's got stuff. Yeah.
They,
Exactly the same thing I
I bought out dicks. I
Thanks.
went back there. Guy opened up the box. It was like the Holy Grail. I said, "Give them all. Take
Yeah.
them. Just take them." Dude, I was grabbing them before you even put the labels on them. That's how like fresh I got them.
Couldn't send nobody no text message. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Dude, you gotta be quiet about that one.
You got.
I mean,
These little OG Slims, I think, are going to be a really big player in the pre-spawn, especially on the Potomac. I don't know so much about like down Smith Mount Lake Kerr, but I've got some colors that might work for that. Another bait that I'm actually really big in, I think I've told Brandon about it, but maybe not. It's a new one, and actually my buddy caught his first jerk bait fish. I'm already giving it away. His first jerk bait fish down on Toho with it, and it's the Megabass Junior 110. What? So this is the Junior. So it's the Megabass. It's same 110, all that, but in a bite size. So what? Yeah. So this thing
is $19.99 instead of $24.
No. So it
you pay more for a smaller product.
You're paying more for a smaller product. But the good thing about this is if you remember in a lot of our bodies of water, when it gets really, really hot, they get really finicky on really small fish, on really small bait fish. This is going to be able to imitate that. During the pre-spawn, I'm not totally sure how it's going to play, but I think later in the summer, like getting away from the grass, maybe at like, Kerr in October, throwing that around. I think that thing can help as a co-angler. And then my last one that I'm really, really excited to throw is obviously the new jackhammer.
Stealth blade.
The stealth blade.
Yeah.
I think it gives, from what my research tells me and what I've learned about it, it's a tighter wobble. Not only is it a clear bait, which would be clear water, I also think with you throwing this in dirty water, it's going to be a tighter action. So when everybody's throwing those louder jackhammers and all that, and it's making all that noise, I think you can come behind guys. And I'm not going to say I haven't caught some fish on it, but I'm not going to tell you if I'm smashing them or not on it. So those are my top baits that I'm really excited to throw this year. And I think for a co-angler, if you want to fish aggressive, I think those are baits that can help you. Now, I mean, the last two, if you lose them, they might hurt the bank account a little bit, but you got to throw stuff. So
he said throwing a more expensive Megabass.
Yeah.
Co-angler out of the back of somebody's boat. You're gonna have to tell him to stop. Hey, sir, please, sir.
Please, sir. Sir, don't do that to me.
That's a portion of my mortgage. If you could please go help me get this back.
Give the guy.
Sir, I will give you a Megabass if you let me go.
You're gonna mail us some OG Slim since you have them all, right?
I'll do what all the capitalistic people are doing. I'll mail them to you for $10.99. No, I'm kidding. If you need some, I'll send you some.
I gotta go to the store apparently.
Man, the OG Slim, dude. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. But there's some. I saw some after I looked them. I found a couple, so I should be able to get my hands on.
If you put
I've seen them overpriced on Facebook.
Don't do it. Don't buy them.
You go and they were like, dude, you were like, Diggs has them. No one buys these from this guy. I was like, really?
I had to. I mean, well, also too, that dude was like 3 weeks late because like that he was. But no, I mean the one thing, if you put it in with Bass Pro Shop, because I know you guys are close to that one down near Richmond. My buddy ordered. He lives down in Mechanicsville, and he ordered his, and they showed up in like 2 weeks. So just do it that way. Get yourself some, but like get your orders in now so they can come. Don't procrastinate because. Excuse me, these baits are going to be like when the jackhammer, that red one, that this stupid one.
That still sell for like $30 on Facebook because people realize you can buy them everywhere now.
Yeah, I mean, like this one that nobody can get their hands on.
I have a few.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. But do you remember like in the beginning of the year of COVID when Tackle Warehouse was out of them for like 3 months?
No, not COVID. Don't blame COVID. When someone won the Classic on it.
No, they won the Classic, and then COVID on top of that.
The
combination for like, you're not touching this for 3 months. So either you got them or you don't have them. So that was
never throw it.
Oh, dude, that thing.
I'm looking up the OG Slim now. It's going for $24 each for that one you just showed. It's $23.99 right now for that one.
What do they retail for?
They retail for like they're retail for not
Like $9.99, right?
or
Oh,
$9.99.
something like that.
Yeah.
$10.99. I'll give you $1.
Andrew's tackle shop just open.
Well, I actually purchased. These aren't the exacts, but if you understand what the remakes of these are, is that I actually purchased the original Fat Slims. It's the one they discontinued. And if you look for those on eBay, those are actually like they're like 50, 60 bucks, some of them. But I found a couple for a little bit cheaper. And those are the juice. So basically, those are they're the exact same thing as the OG, but without the circuit board. So that's a little nugget. But all right,
This guy.
Enough with juice.
The juice. So I'll try to give a couple of mine. I don't know if mine's going to be.
Well, these are baits we're excited to use. We didn't even talk about our top baits yet.
Yes. Oh yeah. Definitely. Well, excited to use.
Wait,
I'm
what?
excited to use, but
Brandon definitely has thrown Brandon's thrown all of his that he mentioned. He's thrown the jackhammer a lot.
Then I guess I'll say my top. But you guys aren't going to get the company. But it's just swim jig. And if any of you are grass fishermen, fish tidal bodies of water, you need to be throwing a swim jig. Doesn't matter what company. You can throw Omega. You can throw Beast Coast, which is another company I use a lot. You could be throwing what's another big one that a lot of the pros throw?
What company are you holding right there?
I don't know. I guess it's actually made by a guy in his garage. He lives out in like West Virginia, like not completely sure. But they are even the little Schmitty that Schmidt just came out with the Hayabusa hook. Those are other good ones. Finesse, more like finesse style swim jigs. But if you're a grass fisherman, you need to be throwing a swim jig. Period. It's a go-to bait, especially for me. It's a big bait that I got a lot of confidence in. So
jig, cannot go wrong with the daggone swim jig. So I'm kind of similar to both of you guys in regards to what I'm throwing. I'm throwing a chatter bait, but I got my own version of that orange deal here. I'll show you guys. This is an Omega one with the orange head, orange blade, and then I throw it with been throwing it with the Zaco. So this is the orange one. It's called the Rapture Vibrating Jig. Really good bait, a lot of success on this. It does have a split ring connection that's connected directly to the head, but the action's good. I don't have any problem ripping it out the grass. It does its thing. Color wise, green or orange really don't matter. The white one, a couple things like that I'll throw that from the back of the boat because I don't mind. I'll just throw it up wherever I need to go, and they're not that expensive, so I'm not too worried about losing them, but I'm also don't plan on losing any. Zoom finesse worm as a co-angler is probably like the top bait co-anglers gonna throw every time. It's finesse worm or trick worm. That's gonna be key. This one I think is gonna play everywhere I go. V&M, Senko. Very much so, but this is the chopstick. This is the one I throw. A lot of the Yamamotos, y'all, the different things like that. I throw this V&M chopstick. This sucker, I mean, hands down, Potomac, Smith Mountain, don't matter, and this green pumpkin. You can take this green pumpkin color pretty much. I mean,
why do you rig it?
So it's going to depend. I usually wacky rig mine, but I have thrown it with an 8-ounce weight and try to just, I mean, take your pick. I'm trying to do a little bit lighter presentation coming out the back of the boat, but sometimes I Nico rig it too. Nico's does good for me as well. Put a little bit of a weight in and just depend on how fast I wanted to get down there. But green pumpkin Senko, you can pretty much just take that and a finesse worm as a co and just throw those all day. Pretty sure you're gonna end up catching something. For crank,
I was about to die laughing there because that wild thing I bought. That's Cliff Prince, right? No, that's
yep.
Yeah. So he had like a crawl bait. Cliff Pace. He has a crawl bait that I purchased, and I used to call it the wild thing because that's what was on it. I forget the name. I don't have them anymore. But dude, that thing was so slimy trying to rig it. I never caught anything on it.
No.
I never
okay.
caught anything on it. It was kind of like the claws came out like this, and then it had two straight like flappers. Looked great. I was like, oh, that thing's gonna get smoked. smoked. I got like the flea market, so of course I could like never find it again. And it was like a specific color. And dude, it never worked for me. But I saw you hold that up. I was like, you got to be kidding me if that's the bait he's catching him, and I can't catch him on it. I was gonna be.
Oh,
pissed.
that thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, no,
I was gonna be
this
pissed.
is literally the only V&M bait. Is it V&M? Who is this?
It's V&M, and it's his line at V&M, like specific.
He's got like these bags say something different because I probably got like 30 bags, but just different colors that work for me. This color and the green pumpkin blue color, June bug color. It just take a pick. I mean, you can go down the line, but this one has been like really good. I got a ton of all the others, but I feel like Cinco, if you can find that one brand that you think everybody not throwing, you might have a little bit different fall, kind of give you at least a half a decent chance. To try to match your OG Slims for my bait, I probably won't even throw this unless I'm in the front of the boat because I don't want to lose it. But the Fritz Eye. Now this is the Ghost Morning Dawn color. Man, this thing right here is absolute. I like the action on it. Myself, I've not caught a lot of fish on the Fritz Eye because I don't really throw them. I don't really throw them that much. And like I said, I don't throw anything with treble hooks. I try not to throw them out the back of the boat as a code because I hate losing stuff. In my boat, I'll go get it out the rock if I get it stuck in. But out of someone else's boat, I just don't count on them to do help me out at all. This is the other one. This is the 13 Fishing, the Flat Daddy. Flat Daddy. This one, I don't know if you guys can hear that. This one's got the little rattle and the noise. The other one don't, but there's similar pattern. This one actions a little bit tighter and more aggressive. This one's a little bit more kind of meandering in a sense. But I would say those are the ones I'm looking forward to using. I'm gonna try, just depending on where we're at, trying to maybe throw some crankbaits. I got a whole box of my stuff here. I got way too many stuff. My jerk baits, even the balsa, little crank, stuff like that. But those are the ones I'm excited to throw. I think every tournament I will have a Cinco, a Zoom finesse worm, and a chatterbait tied on at every tournament that I go to, at least on all three of my poles, and I'll figure out the rest from there.
Yeah, you keep going in and out, Brandon, man. What's up with your
yeah.
You're too close to Anna. You down in the woods.
Country.
We don't got Wi-Fi down here.
Why what?
Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi.
No, I got a house line running straight to my phone.
Brandon dialed in. He physically dialed in.
I was about to say, you got one of them phone trees out there, the ones like those little power poles for the phones, and they try to make it look like a tree.
No, we do have one like right by time on Route 3 though.
Well, damn.
Oh man. So I think we got Andrew did have some baits. Wait, your top bait. You already told us your top bait.
Well, I said my one, and then the other one, obviously is a Senko. It's just it's a bait that I despise, but it catches. It's actually caught a lot of big fish for me, believe it or not. It's just a do nothing bait, and for a co-angler, it's something you just have to use and just pretty much accept. And especially on grass fisheries, it just, I don't know, it just gets bit. And then my other one is pretty much a drop shot. It's swim jig, this, and then a drop shot. And I've caught a lot of very good fish on a drop shot. It's not a small fish bait by any stretch of the imagination. It's something on my body of water you would not expect probably a lot of people to throw. But basically what you do is you just upgrade it to a power shot, which is just a beefed up drop shot. And it works really good when that grass starts growing in. That's when the grass does grow in. And then, believe it or not, throwing it around laydowns. You got a bigger, you can set the hook and move them out of there. And if you have a fairy wand, you don't have to worry about it. So those are pretty much my top three for a co-angler. There's something that I just have a lot of confidence in. And I think no matter if it's 100 degrees or it's, well, I won't say it's like 20 degrees and snowing, but pre-spawn, you can go out and catch them with it. So.
They're gonna drop shot. I just did a podcast myself with Tackle Time, trying to shout him out as well. Tackle Time, he has a podcast, and he asked me what I want to talk about for the podcast, and I did drop shot. Did a whole podcast talking about a drop shot and the power, changing it to the power shot. Because I told Brandon I did fish the drop shot with the exposed hook, for the first 3 years of fishing. I literally just did it last year, fishing with that guy on Kerr, fishing at Texas rig, because he kicked my butt completely up and down Kerr by throwing a Texas rig drop shot on 12-pound line at every laydown that you would see, and he just threw it right up in the middle of everything. And I always throw it on the outside of it because I got the exposed. I ain't trying to get all hung up and whatnot, but he did it. And from that point on, Brandon was with me that one when I started doing it like that. I mean, fish after fish after fish after fish on that Texas rig drop shot, building my confidence in it. And now it's all Texas rig drops because I can throw it in the same places, still get big. I can throw it literally anywhere. That thing is absolute money, like guaranteed money.
I only throw Texas rigged.
Texas rig, okay.
That's the only way. It's the way I learned. I throw it with an owner, one-aught. It's probably the best. Well, I'm not gonna say probably. It's the best drop shot hook, especially for that. And it gives you no fear, man. It just, you can put in the nastiest stuff. You can throw it, especially on the Potomac. I mean, even the James. It's, there's some gnarly stuff you can throw that into, and being able to put it in there and make it come in and out where other people are pitching jigs and creature baits and stuff like that. It's a different presentation. I think for a co. And that was actually one thing too. It's a little bit off, but I guess, did we do tips yet for co's? We did that already, right?
Yeah.
We did tips.
Well, it was one thing I wanted to add for tips of co's, and it was one thing that I learned from Moo Bay when Moo Bay was on. He was on Bass University. He was talking on Bass University.
Yeah, I did see that. Yep.
And he made a comment that was something that I learned. Well, it stuck with me because it's something that I think I had a problem with, is that I try to go out there and try to beat my boater, which is the wrong way to go about it. And Mube said something that was really true, is you're not out there to beat the boater. You're out there to beat all the other co-anglers. So you're fishing for a different caliber of fish. You're not fishing for that 7-pounder. It might happen, but you're not fishing for it. You're fishing for those 2 to 1 pounders, and you need a limit, like Brandon said earlier. And that's one thing that he said that kind of like, resonated and stuck in me. And I said, he actually said that towards our last tournament. And it was when I missed that day 2 cut. And I missed swim jig fish. That was like a 4-pounder. Is that to not fish too aggressive and to kind of tone it back and fish for a different caliber of fish. And it was something that I think, people listening today with that is that, if you're going to fish as a co as these tournaments, you understand that your battle is against all the other co-danglers back there. It's not against that boater. And if you try to compete against him, it's not going to benefit you. And I learned that the hard way a lot of times, because, fun fishing with your friends at fishing team tournaments, you can be as aggressive as you want. But when you're fishing a competition and you're in 2 different things, you usually get the short end of the stick on that deal. So
you're already fishing behind a vacuum cleaner. You're trying to clean up behind what every dock they've already skipped, everything they've already done. You're just trying to get what's left, your little piece of the pie.
Yeah,
that's all I need. I don't need that 3/4 ounce football to get that piece of the pie. I need my 8 ounce weight.
Yeah,
tiny little deal, and I'll get a 12-inch out of there. I need it to be 14 on Kerr though. Oh my God, I got killed on Kerr with the freaking 14-inch fish. I caught so many 13 1/4s, 13 1/2s.
I don't know what a fish looks like on Kerr.
Brandon do. Brandon be cashing checks and breaking necks.
I got lucky. I caught 4 fish all day.
You know how many fish I've caught on Kerr? 1. In practice on a whopper. On a whopper plopper.
Oh man, talking about practice.
Hey, practice makes champions.
Brandon came back in and said, I got 4. I was like, yeah, I caught way more than 4, 8.
No, I caught 4 fish all day.
Yeah, no way. I caught a bunch of
fish. Like
4 to 12.
Hey, you're doing better than me. I caught 1 on a whopper plopper that was about 10 inches.
Get you a rugby jig head and a Senko. Make sure it's green pumpkin and blue.
I've accepted my fate of drop shot shaky head.
Just don't. Yeah, Brandon threw shaking it all day. Didn't you, Brandon? I think he said shaky head.
All I fished all year was wacky and shaky head. That's all you need from the back of the boat. Drop shot.
That's it. Those 3.
Like I said, you're fishing for 5 limit fish. That's all you need, and you're gonna do good. I mean, cash a check, but you're going to make it.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I needed to learn is I need to tone back the aggressiveness. Is like, because being a power fisherman, it's hard to fish finesse, but it's like time and time again this stupid thing.
I love it.
Senko.
Love it.
Dude, funny story about this for everybody. With this Senko, how vigilant I am to throw it. It was one of those ABAs that I was fishing, and we were fishing the burn pits over there on the Potomac. If you know where the burn pits are, they're right across from Smallwood Park. It's a pretty notorious spot. Everybody goes there. There's a lot of snags. I think I was fishing a shaky head. I was trying to be a good co-dangler. I was throwing a shaky head, and I broke off, and it was like 15 minutes before like we had to be in. I was like, forget it. I'm gonna throw a Senko. I had no fish all day. No fish. I pick it up and catch a 4.5. First cast in there. I go, yeah, and I pick it up, line goes off. I go, what? Set the hook, it's 4.5. My boater was fishing it in front of me. We were there for like 30 minutes. He's flipping the same spot. And I pick up a freaking Senko and fire it in there and catch a 4.5.
Black and blue Senko by chance?
Huh?
A black and blue Senko by chance?
Duh.
That's crazy, dude. Oh my god, that black and blue Senko.
Pretty much my go-to colors. My go-to colors were black and blue, June bug. Do I dare say it?
Nope, don't do it. Don't do it, because that's the one. That's the juice. Don't give it that juice.
No, I need
the juice.
Don't give him the juice, man. Not that. You already gave him too much juice with the black and blue. I didn't know the black and blue till I got there that day in the tournament.
What?
I had no idea. I kid you. And I've caught a ton of Potomac River bass, but in the grass, the dude was like, dude, we're just catching on black and blue with a little bit of sauce. Throw some sauce on whatever he was doing. Jacking them. I said, you know what, man? That's some foolishness. I don't even have no black and blue Senkos.
Yeah. No, there's another one. I won't say the first name, but the last name, it's called Barry. That's another one that's pretty good. So that's another good little nugget for people.
All right, y'all go out there and look for some berries. And while y'all
look for berries, go
for berries.
They're looking for the sun.
Andrew gonna keep on cashing checks while y'all look for berries. So guys, we want to wrap things up. Our last thing we wanted to kind of go over, and this is big, is tournament time is kicking off for everybody. Guys are getting back on the water. Pros out there with everybody's got a new boat this year, so keep a lookout for that. Nobody's driving any of the same boats they had before. They're ready to kick off the season.
That's not true.
We want to give you guys Brandon has the same boat. I got the same boat. So we look for us in the same boat. That's gonna happen. But for the tournaments, we want to give y'all, this is a top level, top notch, experts at this. We want to give you our picks for the Bassmaster Elite Series event on St. John's, on the St. John's River. You guys are down in Florida, they fishing. We want to give you our picks. Now you guys can take these picks to the bank. Make sure you update your fantasy lineup as soon as you watch this, because we're giving y'all all the best picks that you need for the tournament. All right, I'm selling it really good. You may or may not win your fantasy league with these picks. So disclaimer, you may not win your fantasy league with these picks, but we're gonna give them to you anyway. Andrew's got a good one. He's gonna go ahead and kick us off with his
oh man, I got to start.
Well, yeah, you're gonna start us off, Andrew.
You guys might as well just not pick after this. I'm just gonna leave it like this. So Little Birdie said in the information is that there's no grass at St. John's. There's no grass. So it's either gonna be a sight fishing deal or an offshore deal. And there's probably one guy that's going to be really good at offshore fishing. And he's done it there before. And he's done it before in Texas. Probably could guess who I'm going to go with here. And it's going to be Keith Combs. Keith Combs is going to win this event on offshore shellbed. Watch it happen. I'm out.
Keith Combs. He ain't won an event in a while, though. He ain't won an event in a while. He's going to pull out the old glory.
He finished.
This ain't Texas, though. Okay, sticking with it. That's it. All right, Brandon's got one. Got a good pick for y'all. So go ahead and get y'all lineup set. We got some good picks coming for y'all.
I'm gonna go with Kyle Welcher after what he did last year. Ty, he's also in the same boat as last year, so give him extra credit for that. Got a new rap, and that's it.
Oh boy. All right. I like both of those picks, guys. I actually do like both of those. Keith Combs, he did start to make a push in the last event, right? He finished second
He
to
finished
another
second.
guy.
He finished second at that was Rayburn.
The last one, yeah.
Rayburn.
So he
And
lost to a
guess,
guy.
guess what he was doing?
Oh Lord.
Offshore
He
fishing.
was offshore cranking and he started catching some good ones, but he did end up losing to a guy, unfortunately. It was unfortunate. He did lose to a guy.
You're
He just so
setting
happened to be my pick for today.
this up.
Happened to be my pick for today. That is Mr. Garmin / Humminbird, Patrick Walters. We're gonna go with Patrick Walters for this tournament to keep it going for this year. He's running all the electronics. Maybe.
Everyone's doing that this year.
He was doing it, and he said it didn't end too well for him to run everything on the front of the boat with the people that thought he was running one thing on the front of the boat. But that's okay. I'm going with Patrick Walters. I did have a sleeper pick. I'm gonna hold on to my sleeper so I can win my fantasy fishing league. I'm gonna leave him out of this so you guys don't steal him because he is definitely gonna do really good. But I'm going with Patrick Walters. That's my pick for this one to win this deal. Also, it's good to see Justin Atkins and Gray Hackney and Jason Christie, who I also call Chuck Norris because he's apparently scares everyone on the water because he's that guy. But yes, that's what we're going with for our fantasy picks. So hopefully you guys lock those picks in. Make sure you put those 3 in the buckets. Pick your buckets A, B, C, and D. You're gonna have those picks. Probably most of them in the same bucket. So you probably ain't gonna be able to do that, but give it a try. See if it works. And I think that's what we got for you guys on our first ever edition. Now, I do think, and I'll ask because I want to see, I think our name for our podcast, I think we're going to start to work on that. I do like the Co-Danglers, but it also goes by Co-Anglers if you look at it, because I typed it in to see if it was already. So this is like awful. But I do like the Co-Danglers, even though Brandon is no longer a Co-Dangler.
Yeah, he's a boat dangler.
He is now a boat dangler.
We'll see how that goes.
He's a rookie. He's a rookie boat dangler on the trail this year. But we may see. So guys, stay tuned for the next episode. We'll have another episode. We're gonna talk, have a couple more things for you guys, more topics, more things we want to discuss, go over. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Definitely was a blast getting together and talking some fishing. Again, very knowledgeable, lots of information, good bits in here for you guys to take that can kick your season off. Perfect. We gave you a lot of really good tips. Hopefully that information helps. But this has been another episode of Bass and Furious TV. We will catch you guys on the next one. As I always say on my videos, I appreciate everyone tuning into the channel. I give you guys an awkward hug. It's kind of awkward, so you don't have to do that with me, but it's okay. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Peace.